Hey guys, I thought I'd do a DP video today. Actually, I wasn't even planning to do a Dragon's Prophet video. I was planning to actually play another game while I just talked about things, but then I realized I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet in terms of other games, and I thought I would just play some more Dragon's Prophet and try and run to Twilight Ocean while I just talk about FAF. So, I'm not sure whether I should run Lodar or Torran. I might just run Torran. I could run Lodar, it's a bit more interesting, I suppose. Yeah, I'll run Lodar. Okay, so, I wanted to use this video to actually talk about a few things, but I'll get on to those in a minute. The reason why I was gonna play, another game is, as you may have noticed, my, YouTube channel wasn't always to do with Dragon's Prophet. I actually played a lot of retro games and stuff that I really enjoyed playing when I was younger, and I really wanted to not really do a let's play of them like I did with Tomb Raider, but I wanted to do like maybe like a retro play of some kind where I just pick up a game I remember really well and love, and I play it for maybe an hour or two, and then I just either talk over it or put up a version where I'm not talking over it. And that's something I'd really like to do. There are actually some games out there that I can actually complete within one video. So I would really like to get and do something like that. I'm not sure what game I'm going to do first because it's a big choice in what games I could actually do, but I'll be doing them. I'm not really doing it for entertainment value or views. I'm just doing it because I enjoy doing it, and that's really it. I'm not really looking to get page views. As you may have noticed, I am actually not very well at the moment. Yeah, I was kind of reluctant to do this video, but it's been too long since I made one, so I thought I'd just get one out. Despite this, yeah, I'm okay-ish, I guess. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to do on my channel. I wanted to do stuff about, I wanted to do play some old games and stuff, just like one video every now and again when I have time outside DP, because I don't just play DP, I play other games. But that aside, I am still always playing DP. That's never really changed for like nearly a year now, and I still go and play my old games in between, so it's not gonna mess around with my time schedule or anything like that. These penguins are goddamn annoying. Don't know if it was better if I should have done Torran on easy mode instead rather than Lodar hard, but guess I can do both dungeons. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to do. I thought it'd be kind of fun because I enjoy doing other games. I don't have a lot of time to record. I'm recording this on Saturday at 2 AM because there's no other time for me to do it this week. And yeah, it's quite difficult to make videos when I can now. I can never make them a daily thing. It's just not possible now. There's no way I can do it. But that's just the way of it. Main reason why it makes why things are so difficult to record is because my gaming PC is actually located in my family room, and it's not a laptop, it's actually a desktop, and yeah, during the day there's a lot of background noise. It's very difficult to record unless it's after hours, so I either do it really early in the morning while everyone's out, or very late at night like I'm doing now. So that's how I usually go about doing it. Best days for me is Saturday night right now. Sunday morning if I actually get up early enough, which if I'm going to bed late tonight I probably won't. And Monday I'm actually this week coming I'm working 6 days this week, so I can't get up early or late to do any videos, so that's just how things work. I know I got a Twilight Ocean from a gacha, but I still want to find this thing legitly because of how many runs I've invested in this thing. And it's really annoying me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Say don't choke on a boss, and I literally did. But, yeah. I shouldn't really be talking, should I? But, yeah. So I wanted to talk about some things actually about Dragon's Prophet in particular now, because I've been asked some interesting things the past few weeks I thought I'd better address. I'm gonna touch on what should I touch on first? I'll touch on the my stance on ancients because a lot of people have been wondering what about my policy on or my moral standards on ancients, because they're the sort of highly desired dragons, especially for beginning players, and a lot of people want them. I started this game no, not really expecting to get anything actually. An ancient was kind of like a foreign dream. But when the flutes were introduced, it made getting ancients a lot easier, and because of that, it's very easy for a new player to get an ancient if they are diligent enough and play enough days, and they actually use the layer and join a guild. Very important you actually join a guild in this game. I can't stress that enough. There are actually a lot of guilds out there that need a lot of players right now, and that would be one thing. I kind of need to do my dragon capture achievement, so I'm gonna make use of that here. Go away, Esmeralda. But yeah, ancients. I have a lot of people saying to me, "Oh, ancients are really hard to get." Wild, sorta, not really. Unless you're talking about the 4-day ones, which are considerably harder. But a lot of the early level wild ones you can tame for next to nothing. So that's one thing. It's like, I really wanted an onyx smoked, and I knew I could never get one in the wild because of the way Satuma was and how difficult it was to get. So I just did it that way. I just fluted one. Why is he not attacking me? Is he like retarded or something? Take your time. Awfully quiet. I'm just gonna pester him some more. Oh, there you go. Now you're moving. So when I first started this game, I thought ancients were gonna be really, really hard to get, and they kind of were to start with. I think the first 2 weeks of open beta, there were no such thing as flutes. Closed beta was pretty much the same thing. If you wanted to get ancients, you had to capture them in the wild. There was no other way to get them. And then they did add flutes. And oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they did add flutes, and you can actually, well, I worked it out to be something like 1 in 7 of getting the ancient, an ancient of any kind in a flute. Maybe that's a bit different when you hit above level 65, but that's how it's been. So yeah, my first ancient was actually from a flute, but I also failed it. It was a Pale Radiance. I think at the time I was level... I must have been level... I think it was level 45 maybe? I think. And at the time it came from a blue flute, which then a lot of people had no idea ancients spawned from blue flutes. Like, it was said that ancients only spawned from purple flutes. And actually it turned out that they spawned from blue as well. So I had summoned blue from I just wanted to summon like a random dungeon rare in the middle of Satuma just to freak everybody out. And I ended up summoning a Pale Radiance, which bit my face off and I had no means of taming it. And my second flute, I think I summoned it about 3 days after, was a... Yeah, the dragon I summoned 3 days after was a Primal Star, I believe. And I think I hit level... I must have hit level 55 at that time. And I hit level 55, tried to tame Primal Star, failed that one as well. So that really sucked. And I was kind of really depressed for a while, like sort of in a minor way, because I had summoned 2 ancients, like my 2 first ancients, Pale Radiance, Primal Star, and I had failed both of them because I just didn't have the means to tame them. I had a very high full charisma stat, but even that wasn't enough to tame them, because in OBT, charisma was the stat used to tame ancients, and it was a lot harder in that sense, because you always had to be equipped with the green pots to raise charisma. And was it when I was in Dragonspine, because I was in Dragonspine from day 1 of the game, there was a player in there called Dragia, and he actually gave me a charisma pot for free before we had like a summoning party in Machuchi Town in Wanandia. And I caught my first fluted ancient, which was Onyx Smoked there, which was really nice. And yeah. But actually my first ancient wasn't that fluted Onyx Smoked. My first ancient was Cobalt Lightning. And my first ancient was also a wild ancient. And this was back when I believe the times of the ancients were screwed up. I don't think Cobalt ran on the moon phase. He ran on some weird random spawn that didn't make any sense. I don't know how true that is, but it seemed really, really random and weird, and he didn't spawn for ages, so I think I was doing public events that day to level up. I was about level 54, 56 maybe, and I was looking for... I just finished the spider public event, and I was about to move on to the next one. And I saw a giant cobalt walking towards me, and I just thought... Well, I didn't really think. I just kind of stopped, because at this point, I had never seen a wild ancient before. And I kind of miss the sensation, because you can only experience it once when you play a game that's brand new. When you see a dragon that at the time was so goddamn rare, and also wild, and you had a chance to actually tame it because nobody was around, was the most amazing thing ever. And I really wish some days I could kind of just shut my eyes and forget that I leveled this character to 90, and then just pick up from heroine again and find a wild ancient and be like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, because I really miss that feeling with the amount of ancients I have. And sometimes I wish I didn't know I wish the clockwork spawns weren't such common knowledge, because then it'd be more of a surprise if you ran into a Cobalt Lightning. Right. So, yeah, Cobalt was my first ancient, and I'm gonna probably talk about him for a bit, because he was the reason I actually kept playing this game. And I don't know if you noticed that video I posted. I've been wanting to make a music video on Dragon's Prophet for so long, but I didn't have the screen resolution to do it. And since I got the monitor, I've been able to do that now. Still not an amazing frame rate, but I think it, for what it was, I think it did justice. And yeah, that video actually told a short story. Well, at least I tried to tell a short story about my first ancient, which was Cobalt Lightning. And how something like that, like how the first ancient in this game is kind of really special to players who are trying to really immerse themselves, at least. So I found this Cobalt on channel. It was on channel 2 of Ladis. And I was just so amazed. I tagged it right away, and I fought with it for so long. It was at the time, ancients had really high health and they did a lot of damage. So even a level 45 Cobalt was hitting me for a truck ton, and I was barely doing anything to it, and I was on my own. And like the biggest warrior was some dude coming around and like trying to take the tag somehow, because I fell off a Cobalt about 3 times. Bearing in mind, he was 45, I was level 54, I believe. So yeah, I was just so hyped up on adrenaline at the time. It was very difficult, and especially with considering charisma, and I had no charisma pot. Taming without charisma is really taming even on full charisma is really hard. Well, it was really hard. And yeah. So I fell off him about 3 times, and I think he reset like once, which sucked because there was like one guy watching me trying to tame it, and he must have wanted it because that was the thing. But I'm actually gonna get onto another point now. I've been playing the game for quite a long time, and a popular thing that seems to come up, I think it comes up most with new players, and I kind of have to clarify things a bit. People seem to get very riled up when like maybe an ancient dies or someone caps the same ancient. And while I don't personally condone anything like that ever happening, because I never do it. There's one thing you have to bear in mind, that, and this is something I kind of sort of tried to drill into my head just so I didn't disappoint myself. Especially with wild ancients, consider it like a contested zone. When a wild ancient spawns, it's gonna be a contested zone, and I always thought when I'm up against a wild ancient and there's people around me, my competition is those players around me. It's kind of like PvP and PvE. That's kind of how I think of it, but you can't really kill anyone. But yeah, I consider it like some kind of like mini contest thing, like trying to contest a point or whatever. And in a situation like that, as BS as the mechanics of the game sound, it's up to you to capture the dragon and not to let it die, or let someone else tame it if you really want it, because this whole game is about trying to capture dragons and doing everything you can to get the target you're after. And I mean, not all players are gonna think the same as you. They're not gonna be good Samaritans passing on ancients they already have, like I do when I watch Midnight Shade spawn on the other side while everyone's camping the banks on Marchtown side. And yeah, you're gonna find a good portion of these players are gonna actually be playing to try and get the ancient that you're after. So rather than disappoint yourself when you fail an ancient or someone else captures that cobalt lightning you've been after, keep trying, because chances are you either got unlucky with his spawn or you just need to kind of push yourself. And while I know that rangers and sorcerers have like a really big advantage against melee classes on especially ancients in flight landing, bear in mind two things. The first is that the ancients sometimes spawn on the ground. The second is that sometimes you just have to keep a very good eye on your surroundings and what sort of players are around you. Every time I go to those clockwork spawns and try and help someone cap an ancient they don't own yet, I check around for all the players that are around me. So, for example, I'm camping a zone and then I see another player go near the zone, the first thing I'll do is I'll check their level and their class, because the chances are the level will tell you if they're able to even cap it or not. Secondly, the class will tell you if how easy they are to get the tag. Rangers I consider a bigger threat than even sorcerers, but yeah, I'd say rangers would be the biggest one to watch out for. So especially if you're interested in taming a lot of wild ancients in particular, Ranger is a good class to use, but then mind you, Ranger is good at everything, because easy mode class. But if you're looking for something really easy to play, play a Ranger, because you're gonna, 9 out of 10, you're gonna get the dragon you want if you just point and shoot. So yeah, especially with the level 35 to 60, yeah, level 35 to 60 ancients, capturing them is not a problem because they already exist in flutes. And I think a lot of players either come into the game and don't realize, or they just forget, or they get lazy, that they don't realize that flutes are gonna be the thing that are probably gonna be getting your first ancient. Because the pull from blue and purple flutes is just so good that you're more likely to get an ancient from a flute than you are from the wild initially. I mean, Pale Radiance is something like a 12-24 hour spawn, maybe even 4-day, and yet you can get one in a flute if you just grind a few days at level 35, because remember, bearing in mind, ancients that pop from the flutes are level influenced as well, so you would have a good chance of getting a Pale Radiance from a flute if you were level 35 than you were, say, my level 90. I seem to get nothing but Jade Souls. I think there's something bought with the ancient ratio when you hit after level 65. So, trying not to die on this dude, that would be embarrassing if I did, because he's only level 69 and this is easy mode. I do hard mode, but it's not very efficient on hard mode. Only Lodar Caves is efficient on hard mode, I think. Not even worth my time, but then even then I'm not really 100% on Twilight Ocean's spawn place. So, apparently Elandra may be coming as soon as next week, but I honestly think it won't be coming till maybe the 14th, because they seem to patch often on Tuesdays. I don't think they'll patch on a Friday, because that would be problematic. Because of reasons. Well, mainly because SOE doesn't usually patch a major patch on a Friday, in case there are problems. I swear this dragon will actually spawn for me one day. One day. So yeah, if you're a new player, go for flutes. Really, join a guild. Interact with people, for Christ's sakes, because there's a lot of guilds that need players right now. Especially the smaller ones. There's a lot of guilds out there that are trying to keep alive in whatever community there is left in this game. And yeah, joining a guild will not only net you some pretty nice ancients, it will also net you some people that will help you with dungeons and stuff. So that's one good thing to look at. Another thing, especially now, ancients couldn't be easier to cap right now. I mean, you've got the ones that are in the marketplace every week now. You've also got the ones, what other ones do we have? We also have the, my brain is complete mush at the moment. We have the ones in the marketplace, on top of the fact that ancients in general are very easy to cap because of the DI change. And all you need is dragon influence gear to even cap ancients. And I think at lower levels you need very low, you don't need that much. Back in the day I used to have to cap ancients with a charisma pot. Now I don't even use a dragon drive anymore. I used to always use a dragon drive even with a charisma pot on ancients, but now I don't need to do that. I mean, you could technically capture ancients without a dragon drive pot on those old dragons, but the thing is, okay, come on, get down. I'll just run through. Yeah, you just don't need a dragon drive anymore for the dragon influence system, and that's really great because it stops you from having to cash into the marketplace just to get an ancient. So they're very accessible now. Also, bear in mind, ancients aren't the strongest dragons in the game either. You're not going to lose a lot by missing out on ancients. I mean, I'm just collecting. Personally, I'm just collecting one of each dragon because that's the sort of thing I'm interested in this game. That's sort of my goal. I don't really have any goal aside. Not really interested in PvP too heavily. Like, I'll do it, but it's not my main interest. My main interest is with the dragons, and I don't give two shits what you think about it, Talons. Anyway. Yeah, I'm in this game to collect the dragons. Like, the PvP stuff is kind of a side aspect. I'm not too worried about, not doing it. And I think I do pretty well for the bad ping I have, the bad gear I have, and everything like that. I'm being a first world complainer here because a lot of people don't even have the gear I have. And I have like maybe a couple of purples, but there was a point when I had no purples at all and it was just blues. And a lot of people are still in that position right now. I mean, there's a lot more at level 90 in terms of blues, but a lot of people lack purple gear and stuff. Or maybe aren't high enough level to tackle these bosses yet. So this will probably be my last run of Torran Prison today. Because I want to keep this short because I'm quite obviously choking to death in the background. And it's quite late and I'm tired as hell. I'm like half dead. I literally quoted on Thursday that I am death, so here we go. So yeah, I thought I'd talk about some little cute things like that. Because I'm coming to the end now, I think I'll probably talk about something kind of important, but not very important, mainly because I don't really care too much. But according to, as I think it was about as recently as yesterday, there was like a player, it must have been like one player or something, or maybe some farmer, I don't know. There was someone going around like trying to take people's names like Rage and Archex and stuff, and they were using their names and they were trying to scam people of money. First of all, if you fall for something like that, you are very, very, very stupid. Because first of all, especially for me, I don't play any alts. I have alts, I don't ever play them. If I ever play them, I won't be talking to anyone. And whatever names I have, it'd never ever fucking be heroin. I'm just gonna say that right now. I would never call my character the same name as this. This was a bloody sporadic name. And the reason why I named my character Heroine is because I didn't want to take the name back in the beginning when you could claim names for certain characters. A lot of people would go for stuff like Urza Scarlet and like Saber and what is it? Soon enough from Sword Art Online, I was like, look, I'm not gonna take the name of a female character from like a video game or a movie or an anime or whatever. So I went with a generic female heroine, and this was actually because I couldn't take the name Adina at the time, because my main name is Adina, based on like a character of my own called Adina Krieger, and she was like a character I had like a story for and everything, and even in the end I don't feel the name Adina fit heroine anyway, so that didn't really matter. Oh, I think I have time to actually fit one more Torran run in this, so I think I will. Yeah, let's fit in one more Torran run. We can do this. We'll find nothing. I mean, for crying out loud, I've kind of I wouldn't really call myself a seasoned MMOer. I've played MMOs long enough, and especially the BS I put up with. Yeah, especially with the BS I put up with in Metin 2 UK. I don't know, I've kind of grown to the point where if there's like some like stupid person in the game trying to get attention or trying to hack people or trying to impersonate or scam someone, and if someone falls for it, no matter who they are, even if they're trying to impersonate you, the person who gets scammed should damn well know better. Because, to be honest, when you're playing in an MMO, it's a very dangerous piece of territory, and you've got to kind of be able to watch out for such like people trying to like take money off your account or something, like take money you've earned or items you've earned. And if you're gonna part with those items with someone who claims to be an alt or someone who claims to be someone else, then that's pretty much your own damn fault. And especially with someone which was allegedly by someone who was claiming as me to sell ancients. I don't even sell ancients. I don't have time to farm ancients. Like I said, this week especially, I'm doing like 6 days a week, so I don't even have time to camp shit. I'm buying ancients I don't own when I'm online, but never, ever, ever sell ancients, ever. Have I ever sold a Midnight Shade, Have I ever sold a cobalt? No, I haven't. Ever. When I go to watch Midnight Shade spawn and Shrouded Carnage spawn and Cobalt spawn, if I see it and I see nobody around, I will immediately shout that I've found it, and the first one who parties with me gets it. That is how it works. I even have it on video to prove it. In fact, part of that footage was used for the music video I made. So, yeah. So if you're gonna fall for something like that, then really you've got to just be more careful, because at the end of the day, the only thing a GM can do is ban someone. You can't stop someone making an account and doing all this stuff to try and take you of your money. Like, I mean, the real world's trying to do that all the time to you. On the internet, when you pick up viruses and stuff by going on like dodgy sites or giving your info over MSN or something stupid like that. MSN? Who uses MSN? Like things like Skype. Really, it's kind of down to you at sometimes to try and prevent these things happening in the first place. Because I mean, about what they did, there would be less people trying to rip you off, if you know what I mean. I know it sounds kind of really harsh. It's kind of something I wouldn't usually say, but you've kind of got to be a bit tough love about things sometimes, and especially after I got kind of burned in Men 2 in about 7 years ago. It kind of takes a good look back at something and realize I made a shit ton of mistakes back then. Cause I was 2006. I was about 13, maybe 14, and I was really kind of dumb back then. And you kind of have to look at things with an open mind, and even sometimes with like a devil's advocate point of view, because unfortunately like stuff like that happens and I can't do a lot about it. But yeah, I hope the dude who does it gets a big slap in the face, because he's dumb. I have an idea in mind who done it. Like, I'm pretty sure after the sort of shouts I saw yesterday, not after what I posted, but there was 2 named dudes that were posting stuff about selling ancients. I'm pretty sure they're to do with it, but I'll save that for another day. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna leave on that subject now, because I got that out of the way. Yeah, just don't be stupid in an online game, and don't give things to people who claim to be someone, because hell, I could make an account right now and claim I'm someone I'm not, and it'd probably be like the 1% that would probably believe you. And it's a really unfortunate situation. It's a really unfortunate situation, because it's sad, because there's always going to be someone that gets burned by it, and it's a really undesirable thing, and I wish it didn't exist, because sometimes you can get snagged by the arrow, like this dude is firing at me right now. But yeah, if you keep vigilant and you be very careful, for the most part, you should be okay. I still thoroughly believe there are a lot of good players in this game. There still is. I mean, I would have quit a long time ago if there weren't good players now. And obviously, there's always going to be players that don't like you for some reason. That's kind of a fact of life. For every person you meet, there's probably going to be like one other person who absolutely hates you for some reason. And that's just kind of something you've got to deal with. Not everyone's going to like you, as absurd as it sounds. And that's just a thing. Yeah, so this somehow ended up being a Dragon's Prophet video. I don't even know how. I was gonna do a game. I really want to get onto the retro plays soon because I really enjoy those. I really enjoy doing retro plays, and I want to get into doing some of that. Some games I have in mind, probably people have either seen before or I've never seen before, because I was into some pretty crazy stuff. And I'm sad because there's no Twilight Ocean. Ugh. I've lost count of how many I've done for this dragon. But anyway, I shall leave. I think the longest I've ever spent looking for something, like actually wasting my time and looking for something when I actually had time to waste time, was when I got that shiny Latias on my channel on Pokemon. But that was something I actually was doing. I think I did some of that while hunting Balsh. No, I didn't. I did like some other Pokemon when I was hunting Balsh, but it's kind of difficult in Torran Prison because you're actually doing things. How long has this video been? About 40 minutes or something. It's kind of long. Probably wrap it up pretty soon. I really want to make a video about my dragons. I just want to show what my dragons are and what ones I'm still missing. I'm really trying to complete. I'm really trying to get as many as I can when possible. I think the hardest one to get will be Death Knell because of how rare it is. But I would really like to try and get every dragon I can. I actually finally managed to unlock all my chambers. I don't know how I did that, but I did it somehow. I have a lot of dragons. Not all of them are ancients, believe it or not. I do have normal dragons, like this ice one here I called Feral Hunter. I've been really lazy on naming my dragons lately. I really need to step up my game. Like, yeah, I called him Hellbinder. I really like him. He's a typhoon. Vishni from Lovely and White and Fluffy. I have Sentinel Umbrus here somewhere too, but I don't know where he is. But yeah, I have a lot of dragons. I might show them all off in one video, depending on if I feel the content's actually worth showing. Then again, I don't really want to come off as too condescending, but then again, sometimes, as I said, I make videos on this channel very sporadically, and I probably won't do it for any particular reason. I'm not really doing it to show off, I'm just doing it as it's something to do, something to talk about, it's something I have fun doing. And yeah, I think my dragons are pretty much set up to go now. So I think I'll end it here. This has been Zephyr, and I will go choking just a little bit more, and hopefully I'll get better soon, because I sound terrible.